Alright, YouTube, it's Shadow King Nazru. Uh, so, recently I just decided to watch this anime that a lot of people have been talking about for like years now. Said that it was great, that it could stand on par with Dragon Ball Z, and all other great compliments to it. So I figured, hey, might as well check it out. And I saw this on Toonami. And the show I'm referring to is called Gurren Lagan. And let's see, let's talk about it for a little bit. Gurren Lagann starts off as these uh, people who lived under the surface, focusing on the first two characters, Simone and Kamina. Simone is a nice, hearted, and kind of innocent, though rather noticeably timid person, while his counterpart Kamina is hot-headed, uh, smiley, arrogant, and likes to talk a lot, but he does have a nice sense of honor, uh, and to some extent is a good role model uh, for Simone, since he helps him tries to build more confidence and bravado. And he also very inspiring too. And both Kamina and Simone want to uh, believe that there's something beyond the underworld. Well, not actual underworld, just you know what I mean. There's a surface above. However, their chief says that the surface is just a myth, and if you destroy the ceiling, it'll collapse on everybody and kill everyone. Yeah. And so it's pretty much like the cave story, or the whole notion that the world is very limited and whatnot, when it's actually a lot bigger than what you expect. And they eventually do it, and they discover uh, during their digging this tiny robot, a mech thing called a gunman. And it's not too long after that they meet another one that's much bigger than the one that they get in, and it starts attacking them. Fortunately, the two are aided by this girl named Yoko, who, well, to say she's dressed rather much like very provocatively is a bit of an understatement. You can tell straight from the first episode she's there that she's going to provide a lot of fan service, and she she thinks instantly she thinks Kamina is a bit of a hothead, even though Kamina was hitting on her until she found out she wasn't originally from the surface. She was also from below as well, and that kind of turned him off to her. And they start fighting the gunman, and they get the idea that they should try using the gunman that they use, and they decide to go with that. Unfortunately, they did not take into account that the gunman is a significantly smaller than the other gunman, and but they do prevail using the power of this drill that Simon found earlier to help power the gunman that they're using, and they managed to beat it with this drill power. And they eventually leave the underworld and head to the surface. And this is where things get really interesting. It's there when they head to the surface that they find out that the surface is overrun by these beasts that own gunmen. That's where most of the gunmen come from. And they also run into a bunch of human rebels, if you were, who try to fend off the gunmen from trying to conquer or like wipe them off the face of the earth, or whatever the planet they are on, and uh, they decide to help him by doing various things like training them how to fight gunmen, and even stealing gunmen for their own. And some of the beasts are taking offense to that, and they sent. And one noticeable one is this rival Kamina, whose name I cannot remember at the moment, who starts fighting the two, but he severely outclasses them. But eventually, Kamina gets the idea that they should merge Gurren, which was the name of I'm not sure if it was Gurren or Lagan, which was the name of Simon's gunman, and vice versa for Kamina's gunman, but they merged it together to form Gurren Lagan, and thus they are able to defeat the gunman run by the other beast guy, and they start to go off on adventures to eventually overthrow the Beastmen and free humanity from their oppression. So yeah, this was all in all nice show. It's basically a story about adventure and freedom. But I really like the adventures. The characters are great. Uh, really like Simone and Kamina. I mean Kamina. Yoko's nice too. There's also Ron, I believe that's what his name, who's voiced by Stephen Blum, who is blatantly gay. He even uses it to troll Kamina about his insecurities towards homosexuality. But all in all, not I love this show. It's got nice action, not some pretty decent morals, and it's really good stuff. Would I say it's on par with? I mean, could it be in the same leagues as Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and One Piece and Rosario Vampire? Yeah, I could see that. I highly recommend it to anybody. So, that was my thoughts on Gurren Lagann so far. And next video, I'm going to be talking about my review of Dragon Age 2.